So it is June 4th, and the time is 9:39. Nines could be significant. I just pulled the Nine of Cups. Also, the Tower came out, and it says Gaslighter. At the bottom of this deck is the Eight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So there's, and the Moon is behind that, and the Hierophant. Okay, so there is an energy also of the Aggrandizer, Six of Pentacles. Normally that's like charity, giving, receiving that reciprocity. There's an energy here of selfishness in the disguise of being giving. There's like Hierophant energy of being higher than, being like in a position of a mentor, guide, or something like that, but in a position of aggrandizement, which is like thinking that the world revolves around you, or revolves around like what you do, basically being bigger than you are in some way, like making the world turn, like that sort of thing. Also, the Death card is behind the Six of Pentacles, and then the Temperance card. There's a need for transformation or some sort of rebirth energy, death energy. It's like a stopping to regroup and transform something. And then Temperance is like all about balance and harmony. But there's an impulse here, like a impulse, a knee-jerk reaction to maybe aggrandize in some way, like be bigger. Also, the Seven of Pentacles, pride, is behind that. So there's definitely like the selfish energy coming up. And so let's look at this, because we have the Eight of Swords here. So there's something about a mirror, because I'm seeing this mirror here, but also a binding. So there's selfishness and a binding to some sort of energy, maybe of this gaslighting. So I'm getting that like somebody thinks that they are, or feels that they are, in a position to where instead of giving out of the grace of their own heart, it's kind of giving out of this ego instead. Okay, and then let's see what comes out. And then I'll pull a spread on it. Oh, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, your guide through the seen and the unseen. Today we're tapping into the energies to see what messages Spirit has for us. Take a deep breath, settle in. Let's see what the universe is trying to tell you. Also, if you're soul seeking deeper alignment, make sure to join our community by subscribing. And hit the like button if you could, to get this circulating. And leave a comment if it resonates, because I want to know if this is somebody that you're dealing with, or if this resonates at all. Let's see. I might just choose one. Two. Okay. You are adopting the role of an of the emotional shock absorber in this relationship, taking the hit so the dynamic doesn't shatter. And you are burning your own house down just to prove you can survive the fire. Interesting. Yeah, so that's the energy. I was kind of picking up on the Tower. So, and then the Aggrandizer, that kind of fits this perfectly. Where, like, there's an energy of, like, watching the Tower fall, but it's kind of to prove you are some sort of, I don't know, warrior in some way or something. Like, it's like self-sacrifice for the sake of, like, your ego. It's a definitely pride energy. And that Aggrandizer, like, I don't know, and they make this person, it doesn't have to be you, it could be somebody else, but this is like somebody sabotaging themselves. I lost my train of thought. It says your jaw is clenched, your shoulders are high. This card is the physical scream your body is suppressing to remain polite. Okay, so, I mean, this could be your energy, like how you're feeling about the situation. Maybe you could see all this happening and you're like, why are you acting so weird? You know? Yeah. Bear with me just a sec. I need to make room. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to use this. Now, let's see. Six of Pentacles. So this is the Aggrandizer. So it's the ego's deep need to think it is larger than life and greater than we are. And it's like the benefactor or altruist who is drawing from their great wealth and giving to those in need, but making us skeptical of themselves by doing so. By tossing a few coins, they are placating this shadow into believing that they are better than those they give to, and so the darkness grows, right? So it's like that Hierophant energy, but in a negative, dark side, where, they think that they're better than those they help. And are they actually helping if, they're doing that kind of thing? It's a misconception. Like, instead of relating to others in an intimate way, it's pulling themselves to a greater height and saying, I'm better than this person because, whatever the reason, and then making it seem as if they've, I don't know, hung the moon in some way or something. Okay. Okay, what is the root here? The Five of Swords, so narcissism, magician, manipulation. It's like a need for them to see you or whoever as beneath them. An ego's need to be seen as higher or better or something like that. There's the moon energy. So the Magician, the Page of Swords, the Six of Cups, this could be somebody from your past, maybe that gossiped about you. It could be like a feminine energy, a mother energy. This could be a need to see intuitively instead of like what's being presented, like take a deeper look into something. To see the truth, because sometimes, you know, the truth is hidden beneath a cloak of like goodness or politeness, you know, like somebody who's like super good at being maybe like a host or like a I'm getting that southern hospitality type energy, but it's kind of like too much. They want you to see them as in this positive way, so they portray this image that's kind of hidden, right? So that they can always say, well, I was so nice to them, you know, like, I don't know. But this is like Five of Swords energy, so yeah. So what is the hidden block? Now you could be taking on this shock energy, like this emotional, doing emotional labor for this situation, or you have been for like a long period of time, because we did have the Six of Cups, but you intuitively could feel something that was off, you know, with this Five of Swords energy. You can definitely feel this energy. It's like swords. So even though swords is usually the mind, it can also be like a prick, like swords are sharp, you know, swords cut. So this could be like a deep cut, but it's kind of like, I'm getting the image of like stuffing flowers in a cut and a wound. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. Six of Cups again. I think, hold on. Yeah, Six of Cups again. I said Six of Cups. So this is the hidden block. They want you to see, like, not the stress of the situation, not the anxiety of the situation that it's obviously giving. It's this harmony, like this sixes tend to mean harmony and balance and things like that. So this could be like, oh, this, yeah, and look at all the flowers in the cups, you know, and the cuts I said earlier instead of cups. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So there's an emotional imbalance here, and I'm seeing like the water just running, like it's being caught in this, I don't know if that's a well. It's being recycled. So this is like, it's stagnant energy, but it's being recycled in some way in the dynamic. So I can see this as like, doing the same skit, right, in a play, or you know, like every time you see them, this is kind of the hidden play that goes over and over. It's consistent, right? But they want to play like they're consistently for you. However, it's kind of, there's these cuts in it. And so it feels off. And like you can feel that intuitively. That's the anxiety. But it's like only you could see it. It's like the gaslighting is like a dog whistle. So like whenever you, and this person may gaslight everyone in their life, but it's like you can see through it where other people might not be able to see through it. They kind of just maybe think that it's kindness or something, or I don't know. Yeah. So we have the Emperor, the Three of Swords, and the Tower behind the Nine of Swords. So again, with the cutting energy and the Three of Swords. Excuse me. Now this could be a father figure or even a mother figure, but it could be a mother figure like who plays the role of like the father figure, where they're kind of more masculine in their energy, like provider or something like that. Again with the Tower energy. So this is Three of Cups behind that, Nine of Pentacles behind that, and the Fool. So 10 of Cups. So this could be family, but what I'm getting with this is like it's kind of shocking, right? The shock absorber in the relationship, taking the hits so the dynamic doesn't shatter. So it's your job to placate, you know, and they expect you to kind of burn your own house instead of like the situation. So I'm getting, this could be taken two different ways. Like maybe this is a partner or ex-partner, like this Emperor energy. Maybe that caused anxiety and heartbreak in some way, and that was kind of the Tower moment. Like instead of remaining polite anymore, you had to kind of blow up a situation or something to that effect. And then this Emperor person could be the reason that you can't just kind of go back to, I don't know. I mean, take it how it resonates, but this could be like this Emperor person burning down the relationship in some way, maybe with this narcissistic energy of gaslighting, the aggrandizing, you know. There's a need for the death energy, like to end it, even though it looks impulsive in some way, but it's kind of happened over time. Maybe they're, and then I'm seeing the Seven of Swords here behind that, which is appropriation, which I'm gonna have to look that up. Hold on. I can't remember what that one means. Swords. Where's the swords? Seven of Swords. Oh, is it racism? Oh, Why did it say that? Which is rather racist stereotyping. Cultures. Is it copying? Okay, something's being taken or copied that belongs to someone or something else without honoring them. All parties being respected and treated with dignity. So, okay. So interesting. So, okay, I'm getting the mirroring energy. So that was the Eight of Swords here. So they mirror you and copy, like, so that they can get this new beginning, even though behind your back, they're kind of this deceptive energy of Ten of Swords and causing chaos and conflict, and you can feel this with the moon here. There may be a fear. There may be like a fear of like being left out of the status quo in some way. So they use fear as a tactic, but they also mirror you because they want you to feel like it's your fault. It's your, anxiety, or like, they want you to see them and in this Six of Pentacles, this, sweet way or something like that. So that's why they act sweet. But then behind your back, they're actually just burning the house down in some way. Okay? And it's not even behind your back, though. I hope this is making sense. Like, you can feel this energy, and that's why you're kind of absorbing the shock here. It doesn't feel like this. Like, it feels like putting flowers in a cut, a wound, and hoping that the relationship will grow in some way, like a flower. But it's like actually just irritant and like causing decay, or like a deeper wound. Okay. And so remaining polite isn't the answer anymore. It's a need to kind of blow up the situation with the Tower. And really see through like the heart chakra energy, like your own heart chakra energy, instead of like this Nine of Swords and this Six of Cups. It's a need to kind of go deeper and feel through what you're actually feeling and seeing it for what it is. So what's the pattern or the past influence in the situation? What's the pattern? The Justice card. So, that's an interesting one. This could be the influence. It's like having a balanced relationship. So you may desire that, right? But you're actually getting this instead, like chaos and conflict. Maybe you think, or you thought for a long time that, if you just maintain some sort of balance and absorb that shock, absorb that emotional dynamic, and suppressed what you were actually feeling for this like polite, way of being, that you would actually eventually get this justice or this balanced dynamic in this relationship. But really it's only building more conflict. Like, you're suppressing this so much that it's causing this like maybe tower moment within you. It's gaslighting yourself, actually. And you can see this coming, this 3 of Wands, King of Swords, 6 of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you can see this coming. This is like something that you completely, like, you're clear on. You can see it or feel it very much so in the dynamic where this isn't love, you know. Yeah, there's a need to overcome the Strength card. There's a need to tame the beast. It may be like a loss in some way. Like, you may be having to overcome guilt, shame, or some sort of emotional loss that you can feel you've been working up to over time. It's kind of like coming to a head in some way. But it's like building up. Now, if you are able to address this, yes, it might blow things up temporarily, but eventually it's like you're learning with the King of Swords here. You're kind of learning that in the future you're going to have better. It's like you building for a better future. So you know what to expect now from people like this. You know, you've learned some sort of lesson and you're able to kind of move forward. Even though you have all these swords in your boat, it's kind of, you know, eventually you'll get to the other side of it, you know, the shore or whatever, and be able to ground yourself. See, her toes are on the rock, and she's sipping her own cup, you know, like, or it looks like she's about to, or offering her own cup to someone who can reciprocate in some way, like in a balanced relationship. So there is hope for the future. I did see the star earlier. So there is hope for the future in this. There's some sort of wish fulfillment that may be coming in, but you have to kind of unbind yourself to get this new beginning here. And like completely end this cycle and kind of build yourself up. It's like Sedna. You know, Sedna goes to the bottom of the ocean to become the goddess, right? It's like endings for the new beginning. We did see the Death card as well. There's a need for this to be balanced in some way. We did get the Temperance card, Impulse, Pride, 7 of Pentacles. So, and there's a 7 of Swords, a need to escape, you know, the situation. So it is as though your authenticity is in danger. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the 7 of Swords is a need to escape, like needing to escape or escaping, like this sort of fire energy. Like, this may be you in that aspect of like proving to yourself that you can handle this relationship in some way. Maybe there's like a need to prove yourself to these people. And like, no matter what, you were loyal, or no matter what, you were kind of in it. Like a need to prove yourself, I'm getting. And so like you were willing to kind of stick it out and willing to kind of put up with whatever bullshit. Like, I'm getting this maybe in-laws. Like this energy of like, that hostess, like the kind hostess, you know, but it's not really. It's like somebody imposing themselves maybe in your relationship, or like a relationship dynamic with your children, or like, you know how sometimes grandparents will overstep their role and like maybe feed your kid whatever they want, or like be they want to be seen as like the favorited, by the child or something like that, like that sort of energy. And it's as though it's kind of giving into that indulgence of like innocence, like the kid wants cookies instead of food, like regular food in the morning for breakfast, ice cream instead, that sort of thing, and they give it to him, trying to placate like the favorite, or like make them like them in some way, but they give and give and give to the point of like the kid's sick or something, to that effect. And then you're supposed to be okay with it, right? Because, they're the grandparent. Like, you can't say no, or like something to that effect. Yeah. And it's just building like a really gross energy of like, it's like that shadow growing, the grandizer. This is gross energy. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. So what is the catalyst? So we have we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress, the catalyst. So this is about longevity. This is about creativity. This is about that nurturing motherly and interesting. So this could be like a mother and son. This person could have like a really fucked up relationship with their son. And they may be trying to create that within your relationship with your son, or doesn't have to be, but kid. There's a need to see the hope or have faith in something, like see the light in the darkness, like the longevity of it. Also, I'm getting the long term, like this person isn't gonna always, it's not always gonna be this way. That's what I mean. Queen of Wands. So the Star of the Queen of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Lots of Wands energy. So I always see with the Queen of Wands, like there's a need to take action or command in some way, like use your passionate, like I'm getting what drill sergeant, but not in a negative way. It's kind of like how would I explain that? Like it's a drill sergeant energy, but it's kind of like in a positive light. It's kind of to build, or like, so seeing through the chaos also I'm getting with this. I'm also getting like be inspirational in some way, like building inspiration. There's also like a foresight energy here. You can see the ships coming, like, so you're probably pretty intuitive and psychically gifted in some way, so you can kind of see through the illusion, where there may be what is it? Okay, there's a need to keep you stuck in some sort of way, like as if you're powerless in the situation. But there's a need for you to see your actual power. So you may need to like pray, have faith in the situation, like that things are going to shift in some way. Long term, so this is temporary. I'm getting like this is very temporary, this whole situation. Also, I'm getting don't remain polite, like speak up. Yeah, so, and the bridge, I would say, is like, even though things may seem out of grasp or out of reach right now. Oh, okay, so I'm seeing expose this in some way. Maybe you have already, but there's maybe a need to kind of go back and again change the situation in some way with exposure. There's a need to cut off, maybe. I don't know if that's possible, but in your situation, it might be possible. Oh yeah, my back. Also, there may be an expectation of you to just sit back and kind of take it. I'm getting with the Three of Wands and the Empress. But maybe you have over a long period of time with this Knight of Wands here. But now you see the truth of it. I don't know. So what actions do we take? Eight of Pentacles. Keep working to master yourself in some way. Mastering the craft is Eight of Pentacles. Maybe remain focused on yourself. Remain focused on those good feelings of doing for the self. So I'm seeing shift your focus to you. Maybe that was part of the Queen of Wands as well and the Empress. Like, sit back, relax, you're fine. Over a long period of time, this is not gonna matter much. That right now the focus should be on your work, on you shifting a perspective of surrendering to the divine. That's the faith and the hope that there's a higher meaning to this, and like a higher perspective that you need to kind of shift to see that, like, okay, with the Three of Wands, our ships are coming in, like things are always going to be this way, it's temporary. Yeah, there's some sort of collaboration that's happening, maybe with an integration of some sort of harmony choices, good, positive choices, maybe working on making right choices for the future. Also, this could be teaching a lesson of some sort of like nobility, morals, values. It could also be that somebody is learning limits, because this is self-mastery. This is a mastery card where in order to master yourself, you have to have limits in some way. So So right now there could be like an impulsive way of being for someone. Maybe this Knight of Pentacles energy, but over a long period of time, it's not going to be that way. It's kind of like a lesson. And that, you know, at some point, enlightenment will take place. There's going to be some light shed on it. Something like that. I don't know. There's also a need to move forward and surrender. Also know that, like, the Three of Pentacles is like, we're here working on this with you. There's harmony going to be, you know, brought in here. Spirit's like just reminding you, hey, you're not alone in this. So the actions to take is just focus on yourself right now. Like, focus on what can I do in the moment. Maybe to think positively in the situation, have no fear, kind of, you know, like balance those fears with like action moving forward. Okay, what is the outcome? I just saw 4144. What is the outcome here? The Page of Pentacles. So there's a lesson being learned. This could also bring in some sort of like I don't know, this could be like this Knight of Pentacles energy, learning lessons about relationships and balance, things like that. Also self-mastery in some way. Yeah. A Queen of Swords is like seeing clearly, liberating self, maybe learning to cut things off or when to cut things off. Balance, Two of Pentacles, and the Magician here. It's learning that you have all you need, that there is a need for stability. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So there may be a heavy burden here we're learning about, or someone is learning about. I'm also getting there's a need for balance, you know, that in order to master the elements, like we're needing to balance that energy out and not overwhelm ourselves or overburden ourselves. So sometimes you have to pick your battles. Not everything is yours to fight. Maybe allow Spirit to kind of come in and lift. Do the heavy lifting for you. The Tower and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so I'm seeing you see clearly something about this. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this mastery, like building up. So, okay, got it. So maybe in the past you may have tried to control the situation to your own detriment. Like there's some battles you can't, like it's better to just let it be and like know and have faith that like at some point things will improve and it's just a matter of time. Big Daddy Saturn comes in and kind of wipes the slate clean in some way, like makes the lesson be known, or makes it clear that balance is needed, or balance is like the universe will bring in the balance for you. You don't have to kind of do that yourself. Clarify the Five of Swords. Oops. The Wheel of Fortune. And the Lovers reversed, but I'm going to do this again here. Clarify The Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Two of Swords. Yeah, there's a need for introspection here. There's a need for maybe cutting off. So maybe for your own sanity, cutting off family. So like you don't have to be involved in it. Maybe we have the King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So this is you mastering yourself and allowing your own self-love to come in and make right the situation in your oh, okay. I also see this as like you seeing the potential of a situation. Maybe you seeing that there's a person that needs independence rather than being given everything that they want, or you know what I mean, like they need to learn independence rather than being overly provided for in some way, you know, so that they can learn this self-love, that, you know, the ability to depend on themselves as opposed to being enabled to kind of be dependent. Like, okay, there's definitely codependency here. Now, this is you blocking out that energy of the narcissism. There's like a need for each person to be independent in a way. I'm also seeing a battle of the wills. There's also this stalemate energy when it comes to family. Like if your family is kind of in this dynamic of like the pretender energy, like the way of being is like kind of actors and actresses in like the dynamic. It's kind of it's like giving like a need to shield your eyes from it, like, and just be like kind of on your own. Like sometimes you have to kind of cut away so that you're not just burning down your house to survive or prove you can survive, you know. It's like, okay, I've done what I could and this is where I have to bow out of the situation because it's only a temporary situation. It's not a permanent situation. It's kind of, you know, this isn't going to last forever anyway, so I'm going to save my energy for the battles I do need to fight. You know, something to that effect, you know. Clarify the Six of Cups. Is this the hidden block or the shadow? Again, with the need for you to view them in a positive light. It's about putting flowers in cuts and wounds. Playing nice to placate somebody's bullshit. Nine of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so this is definitely a need for boundaries, protection. This is also perseverance through like all this bullshit, right? Even though you're the wounded warrior energy here, it's like it's ascension. It's about seeing things for what they are with this sun here, learning the lesson, and like finding your own justice in this toxicity. So this is justice, the devil. So even though you see clearly, like this, there's definitely some lessons here, not just for you, but for other people. And unfortunately, maybe the innocent are being, like with this Page of Pentacles, are being affected. Also, the Sun card could be children. Page of Pentacles could be children. It's very like temptation type energy, maybe like indulgence, like it's like a feeding on like the lower frequencies. And I'm getting with innocent people, like children or something, you know, it's like feeding them snacks when you should be feeding them meals and things, you know, that are healthy. It's appealing to their lower natures and the temptation energy, so that you can kind of build a relationship where it's really false. It's really just feeding that indulgence energy. Nine of Cups. And this is something that like fucked up people do. Honestly, it's like, and you can see that they see that they're doing it because they won't address it. Like the fact that they don't address it is a sure top how do you say it? It's a telling that they know that they're doing it, because otherwise, you know, they would be like, oh yeah, let's start walking, or let's, you know, and what they used to do that, now they're not doing that. It's very obvious like what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's start doing, you know, implementing these things into our daily life instead of just indulging in behaviors that are toxic. So this is you no longer allowing this to emotionally like wreck you to the point of like you're needing to control a situation. It's kind of like you realizing, okay, this is temporary, even though it's fucked up like beyond belief. Like whatever this is, it's I'm getting that it's very not good. But yeah, this is it's very obvious they know the dynamics that they're not addressing, and they know that it upsets you, or they know that you can see through it, and they do it anyway. It's that yucky. That's why you need to kind of, you know, let spirit battle it out for you. There's some sort of justice that's coming in. So what is the Queen of Wands? Justice. Yeah. So I'm getting this is you, the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. This is the systems that kind of keep us stuck. This is a lack mentality, a lack, this need to cut off, this overindulgence, you know. It's you seeing that the balance that is needed here is like that's it's basically like child abuse. Only this person may not be like, it's something to that effect. I mean, I probably shouldn't say to that extent, but it is. It is. It's a fucked up dynamic that if it was like a perfect world, this shit wouldn't be allowed to go on. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's so many things that you have to do. I don't know. To kind of get like some sort of justice in the situation. And it's temporary, right? It's temporary. But there, yeah, because there's a change coming at 5-5. Ugh, this is gross. It's gross. Also, you may be a very witchy person. What you say, how you are, brings justice. So keep following your intuition and making changes to your situation. Like with this 8 of Pentacles here, keep mastering the self. Like, so there's things people do to kind of get a reaction. So this is like, just, you know, keep maintaining that focus of, you know, self. Clarify the bridge, the catalyst. So we got the Emperor, the 5 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Wands. There's some sort of victory that you're going to be getting. This is about an Emperor energy. This could be taken all different ways. Like this Emperor energy could be you embracing your power. This everybody embracing their own power here, and leaving behind things that don't, like systems that don't work, like groups that don't work, group dynamics and things like that. We have the Lovers, harmony needed or harmony coming in. There's truth and clarity about the situation. There's also judgment. Yeah, okay. And the 6 of Cups is behind that. The 3 of Wands. Yeah, so this is coming. It's all an illusion right now. It's like to get you out of character. But I just want one card, so I want to kind of... Page of Swords. Yeah, there's a lesson here. There's something that... Yeah, escape. So these people are... So this is also a thievery energy. This is kind of like taking the goodness out of a situation where, but that's ending, okay? There's love in the situation, there's harmony, there's alchemy, there's balance, there's heartbreak energy, but there's also healing from this. So at some point, this is going to be the case where there's an escape and there's healing taking place between you and this person. And I'm getting this, could be like either a child or a partner or something to that effect, where there's healing here instead of just these raw emotions, you know, or like heartbreak, sadness, you know, loss, lack, like feeling like screaming, like like you want to just kind of rip somebody out of a situation. And yeah, so this could also be their energy where they're trying to prove to you that they can make this on their own or do this on their own. This could also be them in this role of like emotional shock absorber in the situation where they're physically absorbing the shock of like the dynamic between you and another person or other people physically. There could be a lot of tension. This person could try to remain polite in situations to their own detriment, you know, and you might have had that same experience, and you might have that same experience also where, you know, you try to kind of make, I was making, I made a recipe, this golden milk, so I have turmeric on my fingernails, so anyway, that's why my finger's yellow. Anyway, but yeah, this dynamic is kind of, it's a mess, I don't know, but it's a lesson, and it's meant to be, maybe so that you can point back to it later on and say, remember when this happened, so that this person might be able to kind of consider the dynamics in the future. They'll be able to see it clearly, more clearly. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. This is the resolution and the action to take. Clarify. I try not to make these too long, but I end up talking and... Okay, so the Knight of Swords. So you may have needed to focus on self, right? And maybe cut this energy off. We did get the Knight of Pentacles with the Empress earlier. So I'm getting that, you know, this is temporary. Remember that. Yeah. The Sun, the Page of Pentacles, and Justice. Okay. So you making kind of your own escape. So you and this person probably have some sort of longevity in your relationship, like meant to be. It's not, nobody can fuck with it, really. But there was a need for you to kind of end some situation or dead some situation for your own survival, and kind of focus on your work, or focus on you building and mastering your craft in some way. There was a lesson in that. And there's also like some sort of longevity, but it's bringing to light some sort of lesson here. And Justice. So yeah, what is the outcome? It's also you becoming, you know, more clear on who you are. This is like that passionate energy of like the Queen of Wands. Mastering your crafts. You could be very witchy. Clarify the outcome. Three of Wands. So yeah, there's definitely a foresight here of something that's coming in for you. This could be money coming in. This could be a relationship. King of Pentacles. This is, so someone, I'm getting that this could be like a progression. The Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. This could be you or them or both. Four of Cups and the Five of Wands. So this is a building up, and also being able to identify the real from the fake, like the real love in a situation. This could be also in the future, learning the lesson of what is the higher cup, right? So independence, learning to not be codependent on other people. Like this person could have maybe instead of leaving, could have stayed and kind of learned some sort of mastery of themselves in some way, right? So this could have been an action of that they took, like how do I explain this? So instead of wanting to like be independent and learn on their own while with you or something like that, they chose to go and maybe adventure out on their own in some sort of way, but it was kind of not on their own. It's kind of like over so that they could indulge in something else, right? So instead of really being independent, they're actually being catered to in some way and enabled in some way, or like I said, yeah. And so what they might be learning is that it would have been better if they learned the independence earlier, which they're going to find out, right? I see this as like they're going to find out, you know, that's the case, or if they're not already, but that's what you wanted for them. So this is all on the horizon, but so they rejected that for now, but there's a building up. It might be causing chaos in some way, but this is like something that's coming in. It's like at some point they're going to learn. So, and they may be also learning that they're absorbing this shock, and that this 9 of Cups energy isn't, it's like devil energy. It's keeping them bound in some way instead of freeing them and giving them like this ability to build for themselves a new beginning. It's really a betrayal, a hidden betrayal, and it's a system to keep them stuck in some sort of cyclical energy. And they placate it by making themselves seem better than they are, and it's freaking weird. So anyway, there's definitely a need to cut it off and have balance and realize how powerful you actually are. You are this Queen of Wands, Magician energy, and justice will be served in this. The universe always gets justice, no matter what. So you can't harm somebody and expect to live without that coming back to you, because it's going to come back to you in either this life or the next. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. Let's get an affirmation real quick. I haven't done this in a while. So I am here to serve. I am here to inspire. I'm here to love. I am here to live my truth. And it says you were made for a higher purpose. Okay. Yeah, so I hope this helps. Thanks so much for watching.